We are at the Global Mobility Expo at Yashobhumi, the component show, and we have with us Mr. Jagdish Singh, one of the oldest axle shaft producers in the country. Mr. Jagdish Singh, thank you very much for talking to Autocar Professional. Sir, the Indian market is booming, and Indian automotive industry has gone through many cycles.
Yes.
As one of the oldest axle shaft producers, what's your view on the transformation of the industry?
I think we are in engineering products. I can give comment on that area. And I feel that in the coming 5 to 10 years, India has a great chance of growth of engineering products, particularly, because since we are into engineering products for last more than, nearly eight decades. So I think we have a great chance of growth, technology, engineering, and even the improvements, because my company has experience of doing R&D, research and development in our product lines. And there is a further chance with the help of the new technologies that we are getting. And we have a huge chance of expansion. And as my company is targeting to be the largest as a vision, we have a vision to be the largest axle manufacturer in the world.
Wow. Where are you ranked right now?
Presently, we might be third or fourth.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's a fascinating story. Having, the offline conversation that we were having. I'll be delighted if you could share with our viewers about how the company was founded. I think amongst the first to get into axle shaft aftermarket and beginning during the early 50s, where nothing existed, or we only had imported trucks from the World War II era. Sir, if you could just help our viewers understand about how the company was formed and how's the transition been?
Of course, it was founded by my father, and he had a foundry which had to be closed because of the shortage of the raw materials and other inputs. And plus, we were located in a village.
Right.
And there was no transportation facilities.
Wow.
No electricity, even at that time.
Wow, how do you get into manufacturing there?
Yeah. So there was a shortage of spare part.
This we are talking about mid-50s.
Yes, mid-50s. So the first 30 years of our existence, we served the aftermarket.
Right.
And during development of the aftermarket products, we had to use reverse engineering process.
You were never into axle shaft manufacturing, isn't it?
No, we were never.
So you learned the art through reverse engineering.
Learned the art, and because the market used to buy from the old Second World War vehicles,
right,
the parts from there,
right,
and we tried to become like original equipment.
Right.
Follow their standards or follow their
technology, manufacturing
systems
process.
We bought from the market the new axle shafts,
right,
and by reverse engineering, and cut them apart and check that which material they are using,
right,
which processes they are doing, and which are the finishing.
Fantastic.
Things like that. So we use that process only, and of course it was taught to us by our father that we should have a continuous improvement process.
Right. Right. And he never had an engineering degree. It was built. This company was built on values, right?
No, I didn't have the engineering degree. I had a diploma.
Right.
And later on, I had to study the business studies. The commercial side.
Right. Right.
And then, of course, Um, I learned a lot from National Productivity Council. I mean, in those days there was no other means,
Right. Right.
or MBAs, etc.
Right.
So then later on, I think whole life I loved learning.
Lovely.
I used to attend 4 to 6 seminars.
Fantastic.
I mean, whether they are in any part of India or Europe or
Fantastic.
some places. I mean, as we grew,
Right.
so wherever chance was there, so we.
You joined your father's business while you were 19, while you were still studying, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So how was the journey from aftermarket to OE business?
Yes. We were motivated by Punjab tractors.
Right.
Because we thought that the kind of production facilities we have, we cannot produce for tractors,
Right.
because these are too big shafts.
Right.
But technology, it was motivated by Mr. Chandramohan, who was the original designer and founder of Punjab Tractors.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So he was a great motivator for us. He taught us the ways.
Fantastic.
How to produce the tractor.
So the first axle shaft went to Punjab Tractors,
Yeah.
and then you diversified into other customer
once
base.
we were successful for a good time with Punjab Tractors, then we tried out with Tafe, Massey Ferguson.
Right.
So of course it was a year's process,
Right.
but we learnt that.
Right. Right. And then you got into commercial vehicle, passenger vehicle.
Then slowly we entered into Ashok Leyland, then Tata Motors, and most of the companies. In those days.
Yes.
Because maximum business in those days was dominated by Tatas.
Right. And you became the single source for Tata Motors for a very long period of time, commercial vehicle.
Before the end of 80s.
Right.
So we became a single source.
Okay.
So for about 25 to 30 years, we were single source for Tatas.
Wow.
We continued.
So you've seen the transformation of not only Tata Motors but India's commercial vehicle industry as well.
And we learned a lot from their ethics also, their way of working also. We
Right.
loved it. Because
Lovely.
I used to visit them every 2 months or so,
Right.
to Pune and Jamshedpur and
Lovely.
other
Lovely.
places. But so that so after between 1980 to 90, we transformed into totally by 90 as OEM suppliers.
Fantastic.
In India.
Fantastic.
So by year 2000, so we had reached the saturation.
Right.
So
Of the domestic market.
we achieved the level of 82 to 84% market share in India,
Wow.
and there was no headroom.
Right.
So then
Market was growing at a slow pace. It's
Yes.
only later that market
Yes.
accelerated.
Because our largest customer was Tata.
Right.
Then other than that, there were joint ventures with Japan.
Yes.
We learned a lot from Japanese also.
Right.
Like Eicher, Mitsubishi,
Yes.
and then Swaraj, Mazda,
Right.
and DCM, Toyota. And
Right.
in those days, it was
Right.
a joint
Right.
venture. And then there was a Isuzu and
SML Isuzu.
yeah.
Right. So those decades you learned and
Yes.
raised the quality of your
Yes,
products to
quality,
international level.
and we had a chance to supply to Japan between 1988 to 2000
Fantastic.
through Eicher Motors,
Right.
Eicher Mitsubishi.
Right.
So later on, when their Mitsubishi separated from them,
Right.
so then they joined hands with Volvo.
Right. Right. And that happened in 2008.
In 2008. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But that gave you that international exposure and experience.
Yes,
And then the shift towards globalization for
so
GNA
after
started.
year 2000, all the efforts were to expand the business and export.
Right.
And the first opening we had in Italy, and through Meritor.
Right.
Through Meritor.
Meritor, actually, yes.
Arvind Meritor.
Yes.
So they became our largest customers within 3-4 years' time.
Wow.
Because whatever we supplied, we had a 0 ppm level.
Fantastic.
0 ppm means that in 1 million,
Yes.
There is zero rejection.
Fantastic.
So we achieved that within a year or so.
That's phenomenal.
So with the help of that, the business expanded.
Fantastic.
Because they didn't have 0 ppm in Europe at that time.
Right.
You'll be surprised in
Wow.
in late 90s and early 2000.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Today you're the largest exporter of axles, axle shaft, and it accounts for what, 70% of your business today?
Yes.
So help our viewers understand as to where is GNA Enterprise at this point in time. What is your vision? Where do you want to take this company?
Our present status is, as you yourself said, that 70% business is export. And our main concentration, since we have worked a lot for a long time on axle shaft, and this part happens to be one of the most critical parts.
Right.
So we have so much research data on this
Right.
that we are continuously trying to improve its quality systems.
Right.
So we have already got a Q1 certification from Ford Motor
Fantastic.
Company,
Fantastic.
which we received in 2018.
Right.
And just last year, I mean, after an exercise of about 15 months, we achieved a Q Prime from Daimler.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So Bharat Benz is also.
So a stamp of quality from an American car maker and a European automaker as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So how do you take this ahead? What's your vision? What's your investment plan? How do you expand? How do you diversify?
Yes, so our plan is to do the diversification while maintaining the existing products,
Right.
its expansion, and the customers' increased requirements, and keep on adding new products.
Right.
Because in that plan, which started about 4 or 5 years back, we have already achieved about 30% products which are non-axle products.
Okay.
So more products we are adding,
Right.
which happen to be allied products only.
Right.
So which are for the commercial vehicles,
Okay.
SUVs,
Right.
or heavy vehicles.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you do it on your own? Would you look at joint venture partners? What's the kind of investment needed for GNA Enterprise?
So far we are doing on our own.
So it's through internal accruals.
Yeah.
Is there a need for a partner, technology, joint venture partner? You need to look at acquisition.
We are talking to a couple of those partners who are interested to partner with us.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That is in the core domain of axle shafts?
Yes.
Or you want to use partnership to diversify?
Not only axle shafts, it will be in the car parts also.
Car parts as well?
Because I can't, at this time, I can't say.
You're in conversation.
Yeah.
Right. What's the investment plan like?
Investment plan is about 500 to 1,000 crores.
Right. And that will be spent over
next 3 to 5 years.
next 3 to 5 years. And what is that investment going to get into?
Mainly machinery,
Capacity?
technology, and R&D capacity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mr. Singh, help me understand. Electrification is the buzzword. The market is transitioning while the market share is, or the segment share is still small, but the mind share is a lot and everyone's moving in that direction. How is GNA Enterprise looking to cater to this new age disruption? I mean, does anything change for you? Do you have to re-engine your products? Do you have to look at the electrification differently?
Electrification, we have a plan within 15 to 18 months. Whatever energy we use, 50% of the energy we will use green energy.
Right. That is on the sustainability front within.
Yes.
Right. Now, as far as market is concerned, do you want to cater to the EV business, and do you have to adapt your product, change your product?
Some of the products are already used in
Electric vehicles. Right. So does it call for a major change?
Not major in the sense, because EV market in India is still in a very early stage.
Right.
Very early stage.
Right. What's your turnover like? How was it last year? What are your growth ambitions? Where do you see the...
Last year, our turnover was 100 million US.
Right.
About, say, 830 crores.
Yeah. And with the expansion that you've planned, how do you see the acceleration in growth?
Say in next 3 to 5 years, we hope to achieve 2,500, up to 2,500. We have a target.
Fantastic. Now that's at a rapid pace for a group which has been in the market for over 6 decades. So you're going to do a lot more in the next 5 years than what you would have done in the last 60 years. What gives you the confidence, sir?
The main thing is that in overseas markets, since overseas is our main market today, because heavy vehicle production in India is very, very slow. Growth is very slow. And but in the long run, it will be fast. In the long run, definitely it will
accelerate.
Fast. But overseas market, since we are much more competitive to our destination markets.
The global rivals.
Because presently they are sourcing from their local sources. And we are much more competitive
despite exporting. Have you seen any potential benefit of China Plus? World over, vehicle makers are looking at alternative destination to China for sourcing of parts. Have you seen any kind of support or accelerated business on exports front because of the global change that happened post 2020?
Actually, you talked about China. So China is not our competitor at the moment. And in fact, we are supplying to China.
Oh, lovely.
Because they are not much into heavy vehicle component parts. So they are more into lighter vehicles.
So the big shift is now towards passenger vehicles for GNA? GNA Enterprise?
GNA Enterprise, our present application is more in the,
SUVs and heavy commercial vehicles.
Commercials.
But do you want to kind of capitalize on the shift towards the passenger vehicle as well?
Passenger vehicles, yes. Our products are used for passenger vehicles also. Like, vans and SUVs.
But not a compact, lighter cars and all?
Not lighter cars.
Now, the expense...
Some of the cars, like Maruti. Maruti has 3-4 vehicles which are rear axle driven. So they are, we are supplying to Maruti since their inception, since 1984.
Wow, fantastic. Now, the other fascinating part I learned was that you want to expand where your existing base is. Reason behind that? Nowadays customers actually expect you to be closer to their manufacturing location, but you export as well around the world with factories in Pagwara. So what's the rationale behind that?
The rationale is even about, say, I can say 30-35 years back, even Tatas were persuading us to have a plant close to Jamshedpur. But the productivity of the manpower and plus the ecosystem and geopolitical problems. So we are accustomed to
your local
area, because there the main thing is that those people who are working with us they carry on working for 30 to 40 years.
Fantastic.
Most of the people retire from our company.
Fantastic.
They have worked for 20 to 30 or 40 years.
And it's just phenomenal as to how rooted you are to your ground and yet global in nature.
Yeah.
That's fantastic to see. Lastly, on sustainability, I believe there's a big thrust there.
Yes.
What are some of the steps that you've taken?
On sustainability, of course, we are doing more on lean manufacturing.
Okay.
And plus energy, as I told you, that we will be going at least 50%
Solar energy.
solar energy from next year. And otherwise, raw material, of course, I mean, few companies are coming in Punjab.
Right.
And even Tata has a plan to set up a plant there.
Lovely.
And already we have a supplier in Ludhiana, like Vardhman Steel.
Lovely.
So they are supplying us in international level, international quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Fantastic, Mr. Singh. I think amazing legacy. And now actually want to grow faster, staying in Pagwara and yet wanting to go global and grow faster. Thank you very much for talking
to. We want to keep giving more employment and comfort to the
locals,
the area where we live. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for talking to Autocar.
Thank you.